Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I have Lauren Landa from Attack on Titan this time. You've probably been to conventions almost all over the United States. How does it feel to be at one here in Orlando?
Orlando's pretty cool. I went to Universal the day before yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Definitely touristy. It's beautiful around here, and finally excited to make it out to a con in Orlando.
What's your favorite part about meeting your fans right now?
Well, since this is basically really about Attack on Titan this con, it's great to meet fans that are really super passionate about Attack on Titan. Sorry, my brain is super slow today.
It's okay.
Yeah, we're all super huge nerds over this show, and it's great, and I always love to talk about different characters and the scenes with the fans, so it's nice to see how much they appreciate and really like the show.
Right. Was it hard doing your character Annie?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes she has a very low voice, which is not how I normally speak, and as an actress, I wanted to make sure that I didn't sound like I was reading from the script, but I also didn't want to sound too emotional because she's not an emotional person at first. So.
She's supposed to be cold.
Yeah.
Cruel.
Yeah, and I of course couldn't have too much emotion go out, but I didn't want to again sound like I was just reading straight from a script. So it's kind of difficult at times.
What has been the funniest thing that ever happened in the booth, or something funny that happened to one of your castmates?
Not necessarily on this show, though.
Oh, gotcha. Because
Yeah.
I was going to say, in this show, in Attack on Titan specifically, we didn't really, there were funny moments here and there, but for the most part, we really wanted to do this show justice, so we didn't make too many jokes through recording, but I'm sure there were a ton of jokes here and there, but you know what I mean. Let's see, any castmate stories?
From perhaps another project you've worked on, just a moment where you guys had a particularly funny blooper, or one of you guys pulled a prank on each other.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really think of any. Every time somebody asks me that, because I'm not clever enough or creative enough to play pranks on people, and nobody's ever played a prank on me, so it's.
Any you've witnessed being pulled on another cast member on a show you've worked on?
No, I know Bryce Pappenbrook has a funny story about how a scene that he recorded in Titan, but that's his story to tell, not mine. So,
Right.
But I
We're going to be talking.
Well,
to
now
him
we're going to be
tomorrow.
sure to ask him about it.
Yes, please ask him about the story about when he had to scream. He'll know what I'm talking about.
Ask him about the screaming story.
Yes.
Well, I do have a question about screaming for him, Josh, and Trina, because they have to scream a lot.
Yeah.
And also,
I also had to do quite
Yeah,
a bit of screaming.
you got a couple of good screams in there later on in the show.
I did. I couldn't talk after that session, so.
yes,
Yeah.
I can imagine. So pretty much like Todd Havercorn in Fairy Tale, since he is Natsu. But
He's talked about when we've interviewed him. He had a couple of stories about how I couldn't talk afterwards.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal what you can do to your voice.
yeah, I was gonna say is since you also do video games, BlazBlue, pretty much. Which one do you prefer recording more, anime or video games?
I started in anime, and so anime's always been a big part of what I love to do. Video games are fun, but in a different way. But out of the two, I'd probably have to say anime, just because you're actually, for the most part, you're watching what you're recording. And for video games, you can kind of do that. But for video games mainly, it's just reading straight from a script. So with anime, you get to see more. So probably anime.
Right. Any new projects coming out?
None that I can talk about as of yet, unfortunately. And I'm sure you're going to hear that a lot from actors.
Well, that's usually when we ask the question: is anything you can talk about?
Yeah, and unfortunately there isn't. So most of the time, I know, most of the time you can't talk about it until the studio has announced that project, and most of the time they don't do that until the release date, or close to the release date.
Okay, then. So, what other stuff have you been working on recently? That might have kind of slipped under the radar for some people, you know.
Well, again, that I've recently worked on, I can't talk.
No, I mean stuff that's been released.
Oh, stuff that's been released. Let's see. There was a game that I recorded about a year ago. It was Drakengard 3, Square Enix game. I'm really surprised that a lot of people don't talk to me about that one a lot because it's beautiful and it's Square Enix and
True.
and it's a very violent video game. So
Well, and also the Drakengard games. The thing is that 3 it's been a long time coming. That's the thing. It was like Drakengard 1 and 2 came out back in like the mid 2000s.
Wow.
They came out during the last console generation, back on the PS2, I believe.
so it's been a while.
Yeah, it's
been a minute.
So that might be part of the reason is that it's just that a lot of people who might be playing it don't even know it, you know, or everyone who does, you know, they don't always come out to these things.
Right, and
Yeah.
some people have brought books up to me, you know, the little booklets that you get in the little cases. Like, they brought some up to me, but not a lot. I expected more since it's such a beautiful game because it's
Right.
gorgeous. So,
Kind of like how probably some people brought BlazBlue stuff for you if they played the games. Because we have a friend that's a major BlazBlue fan. And knowing he would probably bring his BlazBlue stuff himself.
yeah, BlazBlue is popular. There's also Dead or Alive 5. I played Kasumi in Dead or Alive 5. I was Yanleisha in Soul Calibur 5. I've done a lot more video games than BlazBlue, but BlazBlue is...
I was going to say most of those are probably ones that same friend has played because he does play a lot of the fighting games. It's just that he really does like the BlazBlue stuff.
Nice.
You know, that's the one that he talks about the most.
I
So
gotcha.
that's what. But he plays pretty much any fighting game. So yeah, if he was here, he'd probably have brought like half his library just and been like here.
Just here.
Yes.
And there's also the Tales games, too.
Oh, yes.
There was the Tales of Graces, and I was Little Queen in Tales of Graces, and then there's Tales of Exilia and Tales of Exilia 2, which I played at Leia in both of those games.
That reminds me, I need to bring that for you to sign tomorrow because
Please.
I have Tales of Zillia, but I left it back at home. So,
Well, hopefully you don't live too far away.
Well, no, and we're commuting, and
live
we're
here
coming
in
from
Montana.
home to the con. You know, we're not from out of town. We're from here. So
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, yeah, please be sure to bring it.
yeah, so I'll just make sure we bring it with us tomorrow.
Please. Yeah, I'd be happy to sign it.
But I haven't been able to find an actual hard copy of 2 anywhere. That's been like bugging me.
Really?
Everywhere I've looked, they don't have it.
Even at GameStop?
That's where I've been doing a lot of the looking, and they don't have it.
Maybe Amazon?
That's where I'm gonna have to turn.
Like, yeah, I mean, maybe Amazon or...
Yeah, they're pretty good with some stuff because even the patches that are on my
Yeah,
shirt,
which are awesome.
thank you, able to find them there.
Yeah, Amazon's pretty amazing. Then there's also, well, no, Right Stuff is mainly anime. Maybe, do you have Fry's Electronics out here or no?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and I don't think they would have it at Best Buy because Best Buy's merchandise is slowly starting to go downhill.
Especially with the anime section.
Oh my
Well-
gosh.
Tiny.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
and-
way too small. I've been talking to a few people about that the last couple days. The Best Buy anime section is pathetic now. It's
shrinking.
it is shrinking more and more. There
Yeah.
used to be like at Suncoast or FYE, there was like a whole wall of anime.
That is still the case at the FYE we have out here.
Nice. Oh, very cool.
It's like we only know of one location that actually still has a physical store, but their anime section is a very nice selection.
That's
You know,
awesome.
it takes up most of an entire wall, and their merch is spread throughout the store. So
do they get in new releases still?
yes, they
Yes.
do.
That's awesome.
That's where we go when we have to go to a brick and mortar store to get most of our stuff,
Especially fairy tales.
because they've got all of it coming in like all the time.
That's really
They've
cool.
They do keep up to date with everything, and they've got a lot of the old classic stuff too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's great. So
Yes.
if you're looking for any older stuff, you can find it there too. Usually.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully, maybe if I have enough time, I'll drive over there and see if they have Fushigi Yugi there. That's one of my favorite anime shows.
You'd have to be going down to Altamont Springs because that's where it is.
It's like a half hour from here, or
Yeah, kind of. It's a bit of a drive from here, but yeah, that's definitely the store to go to if you're looking to pick up anything. There's also a local store, Anime Orlando, but they mostly deal with other merchandise, not the actual titles themselves.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I guess any other questions you have?
Do you have any other questions for me?
Not off the top of my head.
That was pretty much the list of questions and everything we wanted to talk about. So
I tend to